The iPhone 17 is a really good phone, but it's not perfect. It has its pros and it has its cons. And I want to talk about both of them from my perspective, from what I have seen using the iPhone 17. And I think everyone's definition of perfect is a little bit different. And for me, I don't think there's a perfect phone on the market, because there may be a phone that I really like, stuff that I like about it, but someone else may not like it. And for them, it just may not be their definition of perfect. But moving on to the pros of the iPhone 17, it's got a ever so slightly updated design on the front, not on the back, because when you look at it, it looks like an iPhone 16, right? But the front ever so slightly different. You'd have to really sit down and look at it and kind of examine, but it's got slightly thinner bezels. It's got Ceramic Shield 2, a 3000 nit peak brightness display, as well as the biggest addition, ProMotion, a 120 Hz ProMotion display here on the iPhone 17. Finally, because there's a 120 Hz ProMotion display, you now don't need to pick up the Pro to get that feature. I know in past years, those who wanted to have a 120 Hz refresh rate display would go for the Pros. Like, you would go and pick up an iPhone Pro or Pro Max because of having the higher refresh rate display. Not anymore, not with the iPhone 17. Now, with that, you also do get a anti-glare coating or anti-glare coating on this, but it's definitely not as crazy as the Samsung Galaxy S25. In fact, the entirety of the iPhone 17 series, including the Air, has the anti-reflective coating, but it's not as great as the Samsung Galaxy S25. Now, another pro I think is the dual display, S25 Ultra. Let's correct that before I move on. But the dual 48 megapixel camera here is great. Again, it's not Pro Max, so you're not getting that third telephoto lens, but for what you get with this, the dual camera setup, it's great for photos, for videos. And for me, the reason why I got the iPhone 17, one, is to replace my iPhone 16, but the reason why I got that was to essentially be my iPhone of choice as a secondary content producing device for photos, for videos. So if I needed to take videos of a different angle while I'm recording, I have that here. Or if it's just like, if I want to take some extra photos, here it is. I got it mainly to use for the cameras because they're really good. They truly are. The front facing camera gets an upgrade with center stage, with dual capture, 18 megapixels. Like, what can go wrong with the iPhone 17 camera setup? If you are gonna if you want a lot of features, then you obviously go with the Pro. But if you still want a great feature set without taking that extra step to go Pro, this is going to be more than capable. Improvement in the camera department, and I'm really happy with it. Not only that, another pro that I've noticed is good battery life. Like, it's good. The efficiency of the A19 chipset, you're getting pretty good battery life. Like, a little bit better than the iPhone 16, which actually was a Pro too. It's actually a good battery life on there as well. Like, I'm ending the day 45-50% of battery life. Granted, if I was using this more heavily, probably wouldn't last as long, but it would still last the entire day. I'm 100% confident in that. I know it's going to last me the entire day if I were to use it the way I use my iPhone 17 Pro. But right now I'm telling you guys, like, my usage is not as heavy as before. So obviously I'm going to get better battery life during the day. Now, another pro is going to be performance. You get the new updated A19 chipset. It's not just fast, it's more power efficient. So that also helps with the battery life, but also just with the fluidity of the phone itself. Everyday tasks, gaming, multitasking, they all feel smooth with zero lag. So that is a huge plus. And then obviously another pro that I gotta talk about is the price. And that's because even though the price didn't change, the storage option changed. So now it's 256 gigs of starting storage rather than 128 gigs. I'm so happy Apple did this. I think that's a big win for most buyers, keeping the same price but increasing the storage. Now let's talk about some cons. I think a lot of the cons is more of like the 10% that you don't get with the iPhone 17 that you would get with the Pros. And essentially a lot of that does come down to the overall design, but first having the extra camera lens. So you're not getting a telephoto lens, which is not, you know, if you're going into a lot of zoomed in photos and videos, then good luck. Like zoomed in shots rely on digital cropping here. And if you start going past, you know, like 3-4x, you're gonna start losing the quality real quick. So if you want the best of the best iPhone camera results, you go with the iPhone 17 Pro or Pro Max. Like you're not gonna pick up an iPhone 17 to get the best cameras on an iPhone. Another con actually is probably gonna be the design. It's a great design. I actually like this design, but it's similar. Maybe they could have taken the route of the iPhone 17 Pro, make it a little bit different. I don't know. They might do that in like a year or two, make it the same color, or not the color, but like the same design. I don't know why I was saying color. It's getting pretty late. So if you were expecting a drastic redesign, you're not getting it here with the iPhone 17. Very similar design. Again, just small improvements in the front. So hopefully we get a little bit of a different design next year, perhaps with the iPhone 18. But just to kind of wrap things up, I still believe that the iPhone 17 is the best non-Pro iPhone that Apple has ever made. It's got that 120 hertz display. It's got a good dual camera setup. It's got good battery life. The A19 chipset makes it pretty flagship. Like, it's not the Pro, but it is, again, 90% of what you look for in a device, like 90% of what the Pro has to offer, that's kind of bundled into this phone. But if you care about zoom photography, if you care about other camera features, or if you just care about having better thermal management and all that stuff, then you obviously want to go with the Pro. But most users, many users, in fact, I think the iPhone 17 is that perfect balance. It's premium enough to feel like a big upgrade, but I think it's still approachable in price and usability. Don't get me wrong, $799 is still super expensive, but it's much cheaper than picking up an $1,100 Pro device. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, definitely be sure to smash the like button, comment down below, and best of all, share this video because it really does help out the channel out a lot and will help push my content out to more people. Definitely be sure to check out my latest wallpaper pack. It's called Vintage Flourish. Links will be in the description down below. It goes a long way in helping out the channel. That's been it for me. I'll catch you all in the next video.